Hey everyone, welcome to Awesome People Group podcast again, and we have Heather with us today. How you doing here today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
A little worried that I don't look my best today.
I think you look wonderful, actually.
Oh, thank you. I think you look great too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I try now. I try. It's hard, but I try.
It is hard. It is hard. We always try to look our best, and most of the time it's because we think of how people will perceive us. If I don't have my full makeup on, if I'm wearing my glasses, not my contacts, how are people gonna look at me? Is it like if I'm having my hair down, if I'm not like...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, all those things that affect our emotional state.
That is so true. That is so true. Even my 12-year-old, she wears glasses, and over the past 6 months, she has worn them twice because she don't like the way they look. And I think, but it's perception. I think she looks like the cutest thing ever, you know? But it's just the perception.
Right. And it's not that the people will say something or will feel something. It's what we expect them to. So some kind of insecurities about what we think is going to happen, not necessarily that is going to.
It's the fear, but it never usually happens. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
What we think someone's going to say about us, but it never actually happens most of the time.
Yeah, and even if it does, so what? I don't care.
Exactly. Yes.
Or let's say I don't mind. I do care, but I don't mind.
Yeah, and that's always, because you're going to care. We all care.
Yeah.
But, you know, we have to learn to, like, filter what we put our energy into, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great topic to talk about today, energy, our energetic field, our emotional state, and how it intertwines or connects with our physical state as well.
Oh, yes.
So this is something that you do, Heather. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I started massage therapy I went to school in 2012, and before that I did facials, and I worked in the spa for a long time, and then I was working at a spa barefoot in North Myrtle Beach, and the owner said, you know, Heather, like, you should do massage therapy. And I'm like, you know, maybe I should, because people loved my pedicures, they loved the massage part, and I was really good at it, and I was like, you know, maybe I should. So I started school in 2012, and I graduated in 2014, and I never looked back, because I really enjoyed helping people, you know, look and feel their best, basically, and it just made me feel good to do that for others.
Right.
Absolutely, because I remember my first massage. Because let me tell you something, my first massage, I was like, I'm going to be naked on the table? Like, so face down, naked? Do I leave the bra on? Do I not? And, you know, I'll never forget the first, it was a guy, actually. There's not a lot of men in our field in massage therapy. And he made me feel so comfortable. And, like, when I got on that table, I felt so good. And he just let me be quiet. Like, I didn't talk. I was just kind of nervous. But I felt so good. And I was like, wow, if I could make someone feel that way, that would be amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. That would be.
Yeah. You know, I went into massage therapy because I'm a giver. And I love to see people, like, the reaction. They feel comfortable, they feel happy, there's a lot of emotions there, energy exchange, and that's something scary, actually, the energy exchange.
The energy.
And you have to, like, you put like a shield or something before you go in, because you don't want that.
You do, and I'll tell you experience. I was working at a spa in North Myrtle Beach, and we did a lot of couples massage at that particular place. And I go in, and it was a couple young girls, actually. I mean, they're probably like maybe 21. And I'm doing the massage, and then, like, halfway in it, I feel sick. Like, I feel nauseated. Wow. Like, just like, what is happening? Mm-hmm. So we get done, and the other lady, that's the other therapist that was in the room, I said, do you feel okay? Like, do you feel sick right now? Do you feel nauseated? And she's like, actually, I do. And it was the first time I experienced, like, that energy exchange. Not that there's something horrible in their life that was happening. There's just something not right in that energy field. Because I used to think when massage therapists talked about energy, I'm like, y'all some cuckoo foo
Yeah.
places, you know what I mean? Like, I would never feel that
Yeah.
way. And I actually experienced it. And here's the thing, people get on your table, sometimes they just need to vent. They may not have nobody else in their life to vent to.
Yes.
You're that one person. They feel safe with you. They know you're not going to like tell their business to everyone else. By the way, we cannot. We are not allowed to do that. So we keep your stuff confidential, but you know, we let them just be them. Some people want to zone out and not talk. Totally good for us too. You know, we're able to do our thing, because sometimes I'm massaging someone, like, did I, and we're talking, I'm like, did I massage that leg? Did I not? Like, which one did I do? Because I'm getting into your conversation.
Do the right one twice.
Yeah. And then I'm like, did they notice?
Most of the time we don't.
We don't. It's the inside secrets of massage service. Like, did we do that? But
It's
you know,
not like I'm like feel okay. So she did my right shoulder. Now it's my left shoulder.
yeah, she did it she massaged this 3 times, and then she didn't do this
Counting.
side. She did 1, 2 on this side, but she did 1, 2, 4, 5 on this side. You don't, because you're so relaxed.
Yes,
And that's how I
exactly.
am on the table. I'm so relaxed.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
I don't care.
Yeah.
But it's quite different experience for the massage therapist. But it's,
When I first got into massage, my first couple of massages, I was actually counting them. Because
yes.
in my head, I was like, okay, and with the music too. So I would put the music on, and I would be actually counting like the minutes, looking at the clock, and
Yes.
counting. Did I do like
Yes.
a few here, a few there? Did I do this one? Did I do? And
Yes.
then every little thing, and in my mind for the
Yes.
first few times.
Yes, because in school we're trained a certain way, okay? So then when you get out into the real world in the spa field, or you know, you're doing out calls at different people's homes, it's going to be, every person's going to be different.
Yes.
And you learn them and they learn you, and you know, it's a beautiful experience too, because you know, this is 1 hour or 30 minutes or 90 minutes of their life that they just get to take for them. That's their self-care.
Right.
And it's just beautiful. The longer I do it, this is my 9th year in, it's just amazing. I've helped a lot of people, and in return they've helped me.
Yeah, that's nice.
You know,
Yeah.
they are giving me, you know, not every client,
The good ones.
the majority. It's just a beautiful job. It really, really, really is.
Yeah, you're making people happy. What could be better?
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people, it's not just your physical, it's for your mental. It is scientifically proven. It's for your mental. We're releasing endorphins. So you're not just getting the physical, you're getting the mental. Some people come to me, they don't really have anything to work on. They just do it for the mental benefits.
And it's like getting, most massages are like 1 hour. So mostly it's like this 1 hour is for myself to have like thoughts of my own, because most of the time we're like thinking about different things, and we can't stop thinking. It's like
We
you're
can't.
thinking about everything and anything, and just looking at stuff. There's a lot of distractions all around us, and then in that 1 hour of massage where I'm relaxing, I can actually either have my own, like try to declutter my mind from all external thoughts, have my own, find where, okay, what are my actual thoughts that are not
That's
from
so
somewhere
true.
else.
That is so true.
And that's how I use my hour. I fall asleep. Sometimes I start snoring.
And we take that as a compliment. Like, people would be like, I get this a lot. I'm so sorry. I snore. Did I snore? I snored. Did I snore? And I'm like, this is your time. It is not. I actually take it as a compliment. I got you that relaxed that you're snoring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I take it as a compliment. I'm like, I'll take that.
Right.
You were relaxed then, so absolutely.
I'm gonna ask you a few questions if that's okay with
Sure.
you. Where have you lived other than here?
So my mom's actually from Anchorage, Alaska. She was born and raised there. She met my dad, and she moved to Bennettsville, South Carolina, which is a little no town. It's Marble County, for y'all that don't know. It's about an hour and a half away from here, and she moved down here when she was 19. Now, throughout my childhood, we would go up there and live, and we were actually going to like stay and live there. Probably when I was in about 5th grade, we were going to. So I stayed there for about 6 months, and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful there. Like, I would never want to actually live there though. It's too cold, y'all. It's just way too cold. And the snow is way too much snow. If you can spit on the ground and it freezes, that's too cold for me. But it's a beautiful, beautiful area. So I've lived in Anchorage, and then other than that, just good old Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
All right. Do you have any pets?
Yes, so I have, during the pandemic, I adopted a dog from the Humane Society, and his name's Bowie. He's a brindle. He has a little bit of pit bull mix, but he's got a lot of different, species in him, but he's adorable. He's my baby. He's turning 3, December 15th.
Okay, what has been your most favorite or your least favorite job ever?
Of course, most favorite, massage. Least favorite, I was a server in my 20s.
It's hard.
I don't know how you servers do it out there. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm horrible at it, for one. For two, people can be kind of mean sometimes.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it could be like behind the scenes, the cook. It's not even your fault, but it's still your fault.
Being a server, I think that's one of the hardest. Well, service is hard because you can't always make everybody happy, and most people expect, like, it's the expectation. Yes, it's the expectations that ruin it for most people.
Oh yeah, and you have to be like, you have to be a people person to do that too. Like, you know, there's things that are going to be wrong, but you got to try to make people even feel comfortable in that setting, no matter what, you know.
Right. What's your favorite song to wake up to in the morning?
Okay, so I don't have a favorite song, but I listen to a lot of motivational podcasts like every morning, just to get my mental right. My goal is to get mentally stronger every day, so I always like to listen to that.
Okay. There's actually, I'll send you this link to something that's like, it's songs, the rock, or that kind of music, and they actually have like motivational lyrics in it.
Oh, awesome.
So they're really cool.
I like that.
I'll share a link. Where have you lived other than here? I already asked you this question. I think that was the last one here. Let's see. Were those all the questions that I was going to ask you?
All that you can ask me whatever you want, though.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you about life in general. What's your outlook on life in general?
Well, right now, basically, it's just, I'll put my age out there. I'm 36. So, okay, I'm putting my age out there. So I'm rediscovering things that I like, that I don't like. I feel like I got into a rut in life, and so now I'm trying to get excited about new things in life. So it's all about me exploring different things in my life and seeing, what do I like, what do I don't like.
I mean, that's what life is about, is every few years or whatever time, me personally, I love to reanalyze or analyze again over and over my previous years. And actually, so most people do this like around New Year, because like New Year resolution. I do this at different times of the year.
Yes.
It's like, okay, so because we get so busy and we don't analyze our actions or our decisions, and after some time we're like, why did I even do that, or what am I doing right now, where am I?
Yes.
And that's when we need to,
because I have 3 kids. I'm not just a mom, I'm not just a wife, I'm not just a massage therapist. I kind of, you kind of get into that rut where you're like, okay, what is like, I'm trying to do different hobbies. So I'm like trying to think of different things that I want to do, and instead of just doing the same things over and over and over. You know what I mean?
And you're not just rediscovering yourself, but you're trying to understand, who am I anymore? Because we're never the same person. I'm not the same person I was yesterday, and tomorrow I'm not going to be the person I am today either.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So,
you're always learning about yourself, you know what I mean? So, and like, I'm really bad about like setting goals, but that's the thing I'm working on, the short term, the long term goals, and like what I really want to do in life, personally, business-wise, all of that. I'm always shifting. You got to like learn to pivot with life. You're always pivoting,
Right.
If something's not working, what can you do to change it? Because, you're like one decision away from a different life, essentially, if you really, it's all about your mindset.
So something about that problem solver, as in my experience, I've always thought that I was a problem solver, or like that it was my responsibility or my job to solve every problem that is out there.
Yes.
And at some point it just gets you so tired.
Drained,
exactly. Yes. And I realized that, you know what? Here's the thing. If there's a problem and I can solve it, it's not a problem anymore. If I can't solve it, it's not my problem.
Exactly.
It's not my problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we always, I always want to keep learning. Like, even though I'm for my career field, massage therapy, I'm always learning. I always want to learn about different things as well, So I think if you can just keep that in the forefront too, and like you said, you're pivoting, you're shifting, you're different, I'm probably going to be different tomorrow or a year from now. But that's good, because I just want to continue to learn and grow, That's the main thing for me, just to learn and grow.
Absolutely.
And, because if you feel like your life isn't exciting, let's get excited about it. And that's where I'm at right now. Let's get excited about the future and do things that, for me, that are scary and are uncomfortable. Like, that's where you're going to grow, is in the uncomfortableness of your life. You know what I mean?
There's like a huge misconception about feeling comfortable and uncomfortable. What does it mean, like your comfort zone? I had that struggle because whenever somebody told me, like, you have to be uncomfortable so that you could push yourself. Me personally, no. I like to be comfortable, so that if I'm uncomfortable,
right,
it means that now I'm focusing all my energy to fix that uncomfort into comfort, instead of doing
and it's hard
stuff
for me too, because I feel like I'm introverted and extroverted. I love being around people and I love going to do things, but then I'm like, I gotta go home and like zone out, unpack everything, that all the energies that are around me, because I get overloaded and I get overwhelmed, and I just need my alone time. I do think that's very important, to have your alone time, and then you can come back and be better for everybody. But you can't do that if you're always just out there and you're not taking time for yourself,
Yeah.
So, because I love people, but I also need my time.
So,
if that makes sense.
Absolutely, it does make sense. And going back to feeling uncomfortable, you have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable so that you could get somewhere. Otherwise, it's just.
And when I say uncomfortable, like, I want to, things that I wouldn't normally do, like in business, like say going to networking events or going. Okay. For me, to you, it might be like, hey, that's the easiest thing ever. Like, this is where I thrive. To me, I'm like, I want to do it. I do want to do it, but I am nervous.
I can see
I'm
it in my
scared.
head.
I can see me doing and talking, and but then I'm like, did I say that? Am I awkward in that? Like, what did I do? And it's getting out of your own head, because I have to push myself to do that, because if I don't, then I'm just going to be like, I can make an excuse and be like, I don't need that. I can just procrastination, which is another thing I'm working on. I'll just do that another day,
Absolutely. I absolutely understand that, especially the being introverted, extroverted kind of. I really don't think that, I don't know about most people, and I'm not a psychologist in any way, but in my opinion, the way that I feel, that's the only thing that I can talk about, is my own experience. I've felt introverted for a very long time in my life, and then I discovered that I can actually be extroverted. Is the thing is that the environment that we're in and the people around us, and if I am surrounded by people that I am actually interested in having a conversation with, then of course I'm going to be talking.
You're going to be more extroverted.
Absolutely. But if I'm surrounded by people who, for example, with negative energy, or people who talk about things that I have no interest in, I just feel I don't want to fake it. I'm sorry. And that's exactly what you said. I'm not a faker.
here. You will see it all over my face. It's just there. If I'm not feeling something, if I'm
not feeling it, I'm not doing it.
Exactly. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not doing it. And you're going to see it, because a lot of my close friends will be like, it's all over your face if you don't like something. And it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I can't hide it.
It's all out there. You can see it.
They're like, it's your facial expression. I'm like, I know.
Oh, it's just my face do that. Don't mind my face.
My face just did that. I'm sorry. I can't even help it. Like, it's just second nature. And it is true. Like, getting into massage therapy, it's the energy you feel. You feel a lot more energy from people. Not just like when I'm at my job, like just anywhere when I meet them. There are some people that are just highly negative, and you have to like guard yourself against that, because it can really affect you to like your deepest core. Like, you can really feel it and be upset about it. I mean, there's times I've gone home and I'm like, things just didn't sit well with me with that.
Right.
And then I question myself, like, do you really feel that way? Yeah, I actually do feel that way, because you can be around someone that has awesome energy and you're like, I feel good. I feel upbuilt after that. And that for me is what you try to focus on, being more around people like that, being more aware, self-aware basically.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just like freezing a little bit in my mind, because I have a few moments where I felt exactly the same after meeting someone. And so what I do, and I've been a life coach for 20 years, and I focus on emotional healing the past few years. And so yeah, I do meet a lot of people with a lot of
baggage that they unload on you.
Yes, and one of the ways that I shield myself, I'm not always very good at it, but I try to do my best, is meditation. So meditation, prayer can be really helpful, and there are certain things, like I would go online and I would see like sage yourself, sage your home and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of memes on that.
So and I do that. So make fun of it. It's not just the action.
Yes.
It's the intent behind the action, and how you do it with what thoughts in your head. So my thoughts would be, I want to cleanse my house. I want to cleanse myself, my aura, my energetic field around me. And with this intent, I go and do it. So it can be absolutely anything. It could be yoga. It could be just going, doing a prayer or whatever it is. You can either sometimes I listen to rock music and it helps a lot. I'll be like listening to the lyrics and like
just zone out. Like you know, like for some people think essential oils are foo-foo. Like that didn't work. And then some people are all about it. I was not feeling that great yesterday, and I said, I took eucalyptus, I put a little bit here underneath my nose, on my chest. And actually, it really did open me up. Whereas some people are like, that does not work. Like, that does not work for me. It may not work for you. It may not, but it worked for me, and I'm going to do what is good for me. Just like with the sage, some people are like, that doesn't work for me. But if it works for you,
nice, and I like it.
And I do like the way it smells. Actually, it does smell very nice. Well, and not everyone likes that, but I like it. And I like.
For example, I don't like lavender.
Yeah, I'm not a lavender person either. I'm not. It gives me a headache, actually.
I'm not the only one.
It gives me a headache. But it's probably because I've used it for so many years. I used all throughout the years. I've used a lot of lavender. And certain ones more than others, certain brands more than others. But
it just feels too strong.
It is, and it does give me a headache. And it's supposed to relax you.
No, it does not.
But it don't relax me. No, can't do lavender.
So here's a question that I wanted to ask you about how to re-energize, I guess the right wording would be, like, because I know I drain quickly, like after 1 or 2 sessions, and then I need a week off.
Exactly.
So what do you do?
So a lot of times, I realize when I am drained, if I have like a busy work week, I realize like, okay, I gotta take a couple of days off. And with my schedule, I'm very fortunate. I can do that. And I will do that, and I take time, even if I don't even do anything today. Even if I just clean in the day, I'm meditating, I'm working on myself, and that kind of re-energizes me, because if I just keep going, I feel burnt out, I feel totally drained, and I'm not going to help anybody. because I do believe people feel that from me
Oh,
and the
yeah.
energy.
Oh, yeah.
And there is no way they're going to want me working on them when I feel burnt out and upset. So I think the key is just like, what is good for you might not be good for me. You just got to take, whether it's reading, taking a walk. I do love my cardio. I love taking my walks. And it just clears my mind, basically.
Yeah.
It helps me, because if you're anybody in this world right now, we have some kind of stress. And our mind, for women, I think we spin in our head. We got a lot of things going on, like, all the time. So you just have to sometimes just let it clear out. Just go take your walk, go take your bath. Epsom salt is best. And just, like, clear your mind.
Yeah.
Reconnect with how you're actually feeling.
Yes.
You know, and get out all that negative stuff, you know, that's in you.
Yes.
Because we really don't want to, like, what I would call vomit on people when you're not feeling, you know, like you're emotionally vomiting on people.
Yes. Yes.
And they feel it. It's like they have enough stress in their
I mean,
lives.
that's literally like what I do. People come to me to tell me what's going on.
Yeah,
so,
but you're taking it all in.
right.
But you have to get rid of that somehow. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Somehow. Or it's going to drive you crazy having all that in.
Right.
You know?
But like, say, what I was trying to say is this is part of, well, actually what I do, not just a part of it, but for people who do services like hair, they do hair, cosmetology, massage, like yourself, like all those. Your job is not to do that, but it kind of like becomes part of the job.
Yeah, I mean, I used to when I first started out, because I did facials. I took cosmetology in high school, and I started out at 18 working in a spa, and it was eye-opening for me, because like people are like, you know, I'm doing their nails, and like I get their whole life story, by the way, like you get everything. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how to take all this in and like what to do with this, you know, because some people, I mean, you feel really bad. Like some people are going through very stressful times.
Yes.
And they're coming to you for that not for you to go into what's going on in your life, because you could have a whole lot of stuff going on in your life, but you have to take that and say, you know what, this is their safe space. Let them have it. It's not for you to be like, you know what, I understand that. That's what I'm going through. No. They don't want to hear that. That's not what you do. And it takes practice because I was 18, you know, I'd be like discussing my stuff, and I'm like, hold up, they don't need to know that, you know, like, and then you feel bad, but it's trial and error, you know, in any field. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's just learning that, like, let people come to you create a service or whatever that you do for them, and do it the best of your ability, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And let them do whatever they need to do. And try not to let it affect you so much,
right,
you know?
Right, because here's the thing that I tell most of my clients and most people that I talk to about giving services and what people want versus what people need. I think this is very important thing to understand, is that most people, they don't get what they need.
Yes.
Because they confuse what they want with what they actually need to get. And they go for what they want. And they're ready to pay for it. This is how businesses thrive, actually, is that they give you that image that you desire. But the perfect business is when they give you what you desire, but actually when you come and get it, you're also getting what you need.
What you need. Because, you know, it's so easy, like, because the clients will be like, especially more when I did nails, well, what do you think? What would you do in this situation? Well, it's not really what I would do. It's about what, you know, I don't want to give too much of myself. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we talk some personal things. That's normal. But, you know, some people will try to draw you in like more, and you're like, no, this is your time to figure out what you want.
Usually
you know?
When people come to me with their problems, so as a coach, I would never tell someone what they need to do.
Right.
Because it's a different situation, it's a different person every time. Even if the situation is absolutely the same, for different people, the solution is absolutely different.
Yes.
And when you tell people what they need to do, what you're doing is, whatever consequences they're going to have for that action, they're going to blame you instead of taking accountability for their own
and we don't want that.
decisions. and how would they grow?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's our lives. Like, no matter what, it's your personal decision what you do. You can give me advice and we can take it however we need to, but we still have to make that decision. I've always been more of an indecisive person and I'm working on that, because it's like, no, what do you want? Stop asking what they would do. Right. No, what would you do? What would you do in this situation? Right. Instead of like, oh, I don't know, what do you think?
Let's just do that.
Yeah.
Most people do that, and that's a really big mistake, because you lose yourself. And
you
then
do.
At some point, who are you really?
Exactly. And like, I don't want to go, like, if I'm in the mood for tacos, I don't want to go for pizza. I don't want to go for, something that I totally don't want. No, state what you want.
But if you keep doing what other people tell you, like if you don't understand what your preferences are and you keep doing what other people tell you need to do, and you never take accountability for those decisions, then it's just going to be harder and harder for you to be yourself. And then at some point, you're just going to wake up one morning and be like, who is this person I'm seeing in the mirror? I don't even know who this person is.
I think we all fear, I know I have for many years, is like failure. We were taught in society that failure is a bad thing. Like, if your kid, you go to a soccer game and your kid doesn't win, that's horrible. No, you have to win. Yeah. No, there's a lot of learning that takes involved in failures, and I'm learning to accept that more and be like, that's okay.
Because the way that we perceive things is, when we see someone who's successful, we think, oh, it's just like they got lucky, they just did it one thing and
they're so lucky.
But we don't understand like how many times or how many things they actually failed at before they got to that success. And we never talk about that.
And actually, there's how many? I listen to a lot of different things, but like a lot of like celebrities or whoever, like they have gone through a lot of downs to get to where they're at. Like Tyler Perry was homeless before he came into the mogul that he is. So we always think, oh, like, look at that must be nice, but we don't know what they went through and how many failures, how many people told them no. You're going to hear more no's than you do yes, in business and anything a lot of times. And then when you start to get successful, then people are like, oh, how nice. But
I think it's like handling objections and dealing with rejection. Those are the two things that most people fear and most people are not good dealing with.
Yes.
And
because rejection doesn't feel good. I hate rejection. I hate it. Like, nobody likes it. But I've learned that you don't let that stop you from something that you want.
Exactly.
Nobody likes rejection. I don't. But you have to keep pushing.
But unless you get unless you get that no, you're not going to get that yes either if you don't get the question out there.
Got to be brave. You got to definitely be brave. And those are just things I'm working on.
How bad you want it.
It's just what you said. How bad do you really want it?
Yeah.
Because if not, you're going to make excuses.
Absolutely.
And you can either make excuses or you can keep pushing through. No matter how many, like you said, no's you get rejection, then you're going to keep pushing.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get that yes. You're going to get that
Finally,
yes.
you're going to get it. And then once you get the first one, you're going to get the second one and the third one, and it's going to feel so good.
It's a confidence builder, like each time, But like I think so many people, we try to avoid that process, and you can't avoid that process. Like, you have to go through it, because we want to shy away. We want to run away from it. At least that's how I've been a lot of my life. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that no more. Like, I'm going to keep pushing even through uncomfortable things for me, because it's it's temporary when you think about it. Everything is just temporary.
Like, I mean, if you go through life counting to 10 at each moment, then 10 is not so hard to get through. It's
all about mindset. I'm really starting to see that. It's taken me so long to realize it's just mindset, really. What do you want for your life? What do you want it to look like? And if you can envision it, it can happen.
Absolutely.
But you have to believe in yourself and envision and have goals, so.
That's one thing. And the other thing that I believe is really important, and a lot of people misunderstand that, is having a support system or a supportive system around you. I feel when you have the wrong circle around you, or when you lack that support system, it's very hard to get through.
It is.
Because regardless of how badly I want something, or how strong my desires are, if everything around me is telling me that I'm going to fail, or if there's no support, even like the minor little, it could be the littlest thing that sometimes, like, I would listen to people who are self-made and they're great people, but a lot of the times it's like, oh, I did it all by myself. And I would give you a few examples. It's like when a man comes out and be like, oh, I did it all by myself, and he forgets that his wife was right there behind him, supporting him all the way, or his parents, or his mother, or his brother, or somebody was there who was pushing him, who was supporting him, and they forget about that. And they're like, I did it all by myself, and they can forget that there was a factor into it. It's not just you. Of course, it's you on on a bigger scale.
Oh yeah.
But without that support, you would have been.
And I think that's great that you mentioned that. It's surrounding with supportive people, someone that's going to push you to be better.
Yes.
Not everyone that you're around is going to push you to be better, and like, let's face it, even want you to get better. So you need to be around people that you are going to better yourself. And like you said, there's always people. You never really did it by yourself.
No.
Never.
No.
You always have someone there helping you. You know, even if it's just one person.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But
and it could be something like really, really small, like just saying something nice.
Exactly.
A lot of people lack that in their life. A lot of people lack having someone just giving them a nice compliment, like once in a while, like telling them they're beautiful, or that they're worth more, or something. Anything.
And we were just talking about it, because it's still hard for when someone gives me a compliment. I'm just like, even when they're like, that's the best massage I have ever had, and I'm like, thank you. Yeah. And and you could tell I'm uncomfortable with it, and now when someone tells me that, I try to be like, thank you so much, that really makes me feel good. Because it does make me feel good.
Yeah.
And it is about perception, because I could give someone, on the other hand, if it was the worst massage, that's horrible, but if it was the worst massage of their life, it's their perception, of course it's going to make me feel awful. I'm so sorry. Who can I refer you to someone else that may be better suited for you?
Will fit your needs better.
Will fit your needs better. But there's nothing wrong with either one of them.
No.
It's about your perception. And I'm learning, like you said, if someone says, don't give not genuine comments, but genuine comments. If you think their hair is pretty, their shirt looks nice, just saying, something that brightens their day, because that may be the only thing they hear in their day.
And that could be their support factor or system that will push them into becoming.
That was their one positive thing, because people are going through all kinds of stuff. It doesn't matter if it's a relationship, a job, they want to move somewhere. Someone's always going through something.
And most people are so good at hiding it, because we hide it. We don't want to show that we're going through anything. We want to show only the good things, and that everything's perfect, even though we know it's not.
It's the highlight reel of their lives.
Yeah.
And you ever get jealous if you see someone on a vacation or a cruise, and you're like, you know what I mean? Like, that looks so great. Like, their life is just perfect. No, it's not.
No.
But that's their highlight. Right. And everyone has the right to share their happiness and their joy. Not everyone's going to put their business on Facebook. Well, you shouldn't.
And you shouldn't.
You should not put your stuff on Facebook, your business, if it's bad. It should be the highlight reels, right? Because we want to see happy things,
Right.
But if you're secure of yourself, it's the less jealous you're going to be of someone and their success. Mm-hmm. It's internal work, like we were talking about. It's a lot of internal work you have to do for yourself that we should do every day, honestly. So
I agree with that, and wholeheartedly I believe in that. I support you. I approve that message.
I was just thinking that. I approve this message.
Right. So I think, did you want to add anything to that today?
I think we covered a lot.
Yeah, I think we talked about a lot of stuff today. So
good stuff.
Yes, good stuff. All good stuff. So thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.